On the mound today, the lefty, Cade Crossland, making his 9th start of the season. He's a junior out of Rockwall, Texas. We've seen him be very, very good at times, KP, and other times he's been hit around. Sooners hoping they see the good Cade Crossland today.
Yeah, and he's been really good for them lately. I know he had a few struggles there in Georgia, but regardless of that one inning, he did really good. And so he's been one of those guys where he's going to be our southpaw for the year, and he's been really good having that role. And he has that really good changeup, so he's going to have to utilize it today.
See, his last start versus Georgia got hit around a little bit. And the first pitch of the game to Mitchell Sanford is fouled away. We are underway here in Norman.
Yeah, and that's just a good start right there for Cade. I mean, that fastball is looking good at 94 so far. So hopefully seeing what he has to bring to the table today will be pretty cool.
Starting lineup for Mike Bianco today. Mitchell Sanford in his 36 career home runs leads off and takes strike 2. Utermark, Furness, Foley, 13 home runs on the year for the Kentucky transfer. Only 2 hits last night for the Rebels. The 0-2 is low and away. Both teams, you see the graphic in the top left corner with the exact same SEC record coming into play, both 12-10. Sanford, the transfer from New Orleans. 8 of his home runs this year have come against SEC teams. The 1-2. And it's a strikeout to start this one for Cade Crossland.
Yeah, and that's a really good start right there by Cade Crossland. I mean, elevating that fastball right there at 93, 94. First good start, really good start for home team so far.
High fastball. Sanford goes down swinging. Luke Hill now. 7-game hit streak for Hill. He had one of the 2 Rebel knocks last night, hitting a team high 347 on the year. And he comes up empty on the fastball at 96 for Crossland. That's even a little higher than we normally see out of him. Big-time junior college pickup for the Sooners this year, Crossland. Had to work his way back from injury early in the season. Came out of the bullpen when the year started. Found his way into the midweek starting role 3 or 4 weeks into the season, and then eventually into the weekend rotation. And that was the plan all along. When they got Crossland, they intended for him to be a weekend rotation guy along with the Witherspoon twins. Here's the 0-2. Little number back to the mound. And there's 2 away.
And that's that changeup right there that I was talking about. I mean, getting Hill out there in front on that changeup and getting him to cap that ball right back to him is really good pitch right there. Could you see it being one of those things where, he started off a couple former OU pitchers started off a little slow. I guess Cade Horton back in 2022, and he's starting to get a little better as the year progresses.
Yep, certainly that's the hope anyway, and we have seen both Crossland and Malachi Witherspoon seemingly get better and better as the season's gone along. Kyson has been steady Eddie from day one. Sooners hoping that it comes together for them like it did 3 seasons ago when they took on this Ole Miss team for the national championship. Utermark now, 0-2 the count. If you have not watched Ole Miss this year, this is the second baseman. 6'5", 250, Judd Utermark. 13 home runs on the year. He was 0 for 4 last night. The 0-2 from Crossland strikes him out swinging. And the Rebels go down in order in the first. Sooners grab the bats for the first time when we come back in Norman on Saturday. No score. Here's how Skip Johnson will send him to the plate for game 2 of this series today. Jason Walk back into the leadoff spot. Trey Gamble, who has been their leadoff hitter the last 3 weeks or so, bats second today, followed by Carmichael, Willits, Branch, Mudler. Mason Hamlin gets his 2nd start of the season, and as Carly mentioned off the top, Christian Hoffman making his first start of the year. He's in right field today. And they'll be facing right-hander Riley Maddox for Ole Miss. Hey, you see Riley coming off a fantastic start a week ago against Vanderbilt. Pearl, Mississippi product out of Jackson Prep, went 7 innings against the Commodores, gave up just 4 hits, 1 run. His numbers on the year, 5 and 3. All 3 starting pitchers this weekend for Ole Miss were on that 2022 national championship team. Hunter Elliott, who started game 1, was the starting pitcher in the decisive championship game in Omaha. And Maddox, who starts today, and the game 3 starter, Mason Nichols, were both relievers as freshmen on that team. Not a single Sooner was on this team in 2022. There you see Hunter Elliott, fantastic last night. Unfortunate that he had to take the loss.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, too, where you go 6 2/3 and only give up 2 earned runs. I mean, you're expecting to get a win right there, but Kyson Witherspoon was just really, really, really good.
First pitch to Walk is outside. Oh, Jason Walk hit leadoff for this team for the first half of the season. Then they tinkered with the lineup a little bit. He's been down in the 5-hole the last 3 weeks or so. Back up in the leadoff spot today. Strike on the outside corner makes it 1-1.
Looks like he has a new bat in his hand, too.
An electric athlete. If he gets aboard to start an inning, it's usually trouble. Pops this one up, back of third. Luke Hall will give it a look, but runs out of room. Carly was scrambling for her life down there. That's Carly.
Yeah, a little bit of trauma from last year, guys. If you remember the regional at Elldale against Duke.
Carly was in the dugout, the regional here last year, and was at the end of the dugout. Took a line drive. The 1-2 is lifted to left. Sanford, plenty of time and room, and he's got it for out number 1. So the Sooners in red, the Rebels in blue. Baby blue sky overhead on a beautiful 75-degree Saturday here in Norman. Trey Gamble steps in. He had one of the 3 Sooner hits last night, an RBI single in that 2-run 5th inning. Turned out to be a fantastic pickup out of the junior college ranks for Skip Johnson and Reggie Willits this year. Gamble out of Salt Lake Community College. Foul tips that one. It's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Trey's been really good for the Sooners this whole year. I mean, he's done a great job of stepping up and taking in a role of batting up in the lineup and doing a really good job of staying there as well.
Leads the team with a .317 average on the year. You see 4th in the league in both walks and on-base percentage. Fouls that one out of play to make it 2 balls, 2 strikes. Key series for both teams. They're in many ways identical, mirror images of each other. You see the records are very similar. They're tied in the standings, and both teams coming into play considered locks for the NCAA tournament. Both teams on the fringe of being a host in the NCAA tournament. There's about 5 teams, maybe 6 in the SEC that fall into that same category. Here's the full count pitch to Gamble, and it's a line drive base hit to right center field. That's headed up the alley, and that's going to get all the way to the wall. Gamble on his horse. He's headed for third. It's a triple.
That's just beautiful swing right there by Trey Gamble, and that's what he does, Toby. He's just been so good and so consistent at hitting line drives. You know, he won't be someone who goes up there and has 15, 20 home runs on the season. You know, I think he has 3 or 4 home runs so far in the season, and it's just one of those things, man. He's a ball player. He does everything very good, everything at a high level, and he just plays hard. And that's something that I think that we're kind of missing in this game now is ball players. You know, a lot of times, a lot of guys are just trying to hit the ball hit the ball as far as they can and lots of swing and misses. But this kid is just one of those guys who loves to hit the ball at line drives and really drive in runs as well.
That's the first triple of the year for Gamble, but for Oklahoma, it's their 15th, and that leads the SEC. Easton Carmichael, 45 runs batted in to pace the Sooners. A chance to drive one in here in the first. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Both of these teams have been very good first inning teams this year. Sooners have outscored their opponents 41-17 in the first. Rebels have outscored their foes 60-22 in the first. Neither team got a run in the first last night. Carmichael 0 for 4 in game 1. He's a legacy. Dad played here. His brother played here. Now Easton, the star catcher. There's a drive to left and deep. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a home run. The 11th of the year for Easton Carmichael. And the Sooners strike first on Saturday.
That's what you do with a hanging curveball right there. It just looks like Easton Carmichael was able to get that bat head out in front, drive that hanging curveball, and hit it over the fence. So really good job right there by number 2 for the Sooners. You can just see it looks like that ball was sliding, a little slider, hanging low and in, right in Easton's wheelhouse, and he just crushed it. I mean, you can see him kind of staring at it and admiring it as well.
He did everything but give it the Carlton fist, wave it fair. He's trying to keep it fair. Jackson Willits line drive center field base hit. And the Sooners here in the first have equaled their hit total from game 1. They've got 3 first inning knocks.
It's just crazy how baseball works like that. I mean, we were kind of expecting to have a little bit more offense, especially with Hunter Elliott and Kyson Witherspoon's not on the mound anymore. But really good start right here by the Sooners, getting out and getting up early.
There's Kyle Branch. Had a chance to talk to his father, Rusty, before the game today. Maybe you saw Rusty too, I'm not sure. Kyle and his brother Colby. Colby is the starting shortstop at Georgia. Squared off against each other last week down in Athens. And Rusty talking about how nerve-wracking it was for the whole family. Fun and nerve-wracking at the same time. Both Branch brothers played very well, by the way. Colby had a couple of home runs. Kyle had 5 hits in the series. Just a freshman.
Did you ask Rusty how did they split time going to see both guys play?
I did not.
Both sons play.
Grounded left side, that'll get through. 4 straight hits. Willits thought about going for third. Got back in safely at second. There's another Branch brother, by the way. There's a little Branch.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Gamble triples, Carmichael homers, Willits and Branch back-to-back hits. And now a visit to the mound. Joel Mangrum, the Ole Miss pitching coach, will try to settle down Riley Maddox here.
Yeah, you can see him just run out there really quickly. You know, it just seems like the Sooners are doing a really good job early, getting a fastball earlier, getting pitches to hit early. And so he just wants to run out there, kind of calm them down really quickly and make sure they can try to get out of this inning without any more runs being scored.
Home plate umpire Morris Hodges today going to go join the conversation. So Riley Maddox gave up 4 hits in 7 innings to Vanderbilt a week ago. Sooners getting after him in the first today. Still only 1 out. The hitter will be Scott Mudler. Mudler, the DH for OU in this one, did not play last night. He's a catcher by trade. You could see him behind the plate on Sunday. Mudler, also like Jason Walk, from the state of Georgia. He's from Johns Creek, which is in the Atlanta area. He had a couple of doubles and 3 runs batted in the finale against the Bulldogs last weekend, back in his home state. And he's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Only 1 home run on the year for Mudler, but he does have power. Has missed a good chunk of the season with an injury. 3-0. Riley Maddox, by the way, was high school teammates with Mason Nichols, who will get the start tomorrow for Ole Miss.
It's got to be pretty cool being able to go to college with your high school teammate as well.
It's a walk, and the bases are loaded. Yeah, they won 3 state baseball championships together, and then they won 2 football championships together. Maddox was the quarterback, and Mason Nichols, who we'll see tomorrow, was the wide receiver. Then, their freshman year in college, they win the national championship together at Ole Miss.
Yeah, you don't have to remind me, you know that, right?
Sorry about that, KP. Well, here's Mason Hamlin. Bases loaded, 1 out. Hamlin got his first start of the year last night. Went 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. He has been very productive in several pinch hit appearances lately, which earned him the start. In his last 7 plate appearances, he has 3 hits and has drawn 2 walks. Chops this to third. He'll step on the bag for 1, throw across, not in time, a run scores. And it's 3-0. Good effort by Luke Ball. It's the only shot he had, unless he chose to come home, perhaps. But he tried to get 2.
Yeah, that's just one of those where kind of in between where you really want to go. I mean, that ball wasn't hit too hard right there, but one of those things where I think he made the right decision in trying to step on third and go to first, but Mason Hamlin's just too fast getting down the line there.
2nd run batted in of the year for Hamlin. And now Christian Hoffman, making his first start of the season, fouls it back. Hoffman just 1 for 8 on the year. That 1 hit was a double. He's out of New Mexico Junior College. He is starting because their normal right fielder, Sam Christensen, has a sore shoulder. Grounded right side, and it's off the glove of Furness. Wow, he bare hands it and makes the throw to Maddox, covering to end the inning. Great job by Furness there, keeping his composure. Easton Carmichael, the big blow in this one. A 2-run blast to left. It's 3-0 Sooners as we head to the 2nd in Norman. Parade of major leaguers that stopped through Norman in the offseason to work with Skip. Clayton Kershaw first in line in that parade, as the first pitch to Will Furness is fouled out of play. There's the skipper. One of the real characters in this sport. The 0-1 to Furness is a little bit high. A ball and a strike. First baseman Will Furness, 0 for 3 with a walk last night. 7 homers on the year. Breaking ball hangs high. It's 2-1.
Being around Skip has been a dream come true, honestly, because he's gotten me in front of some really cool people. I just remember when I was hitting in the cages one day, I've seen JT Real Muto in there. I've seen Lorenzo Kane working out at Switzer, at Barry Switzer Center from time to time. I've seen a lot of really important people come through here, and so that wouldn't have really have even been possible if it wasn't for Skip, you know, being the coach who he is now and having those guys around as well.
He knows everybody in baseball.
Man, everybody
in baseball. The 2-2 to Furness, popped into left. Gamble. And there's 1 out. Crossland looks confident early, KP.
Yeah, he's been looking really good. Looks like he's using that fastball, which honestly has a tick up on velo today, and using it well up in the zone. And so looks like a lot of the guys are getting late to the party and, you know, flaring it to the opposite field or striking out.
Here's the catcher, Austin Foley.
But it's because of that pitch right there that makes that fastball playable as well. I mean, that changeup is a plus pitch for Cade, and so he loves to utilize it in any count. And so it's one of those things where you have to be careful of that changeup, but also that fastball as well.
There's a blast to left. That's deep. At the wall, Gamble leaps, and he couldn't hang on. It looked like it was in his glove momentarily. It's a home run for Foley. His 14th of the year. Trey Gamble got a glove on it. We'll have to see the replay to see how close he got to bringing that ball back. But Ole Miss has their first run of the series, an Austin Foley homer. Take another look.
Yeah, just based off what we can see up here, it kind of just looks like that ball was hanging up in the wind for quite some time. I couldn't really tell if it was going to be over the fence or not, but Trey made it look very close, and it looks like he got a glove on it, and barely missed it, barely tipped off the side of his glove. So really good try right there by Trey.
So it's 3-1 on Austin Foley's 14th home run of the year. Foley has now homered in 8 of the last 13 games for Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's on a hot streak.
Colin Reuter, the DH today, fouls that out of play to make it 0-2. Reuter did not play in game 1 last night. Junior out of Olive Branch, Mississippi, BYU transfer.
I may have to go down and tell Trey, man, we need that catch. I told him
That's
I
the
would have
kind
caught
of play Kendall Pettis used to make all the time out there in left field here in Norman. You took a couple back that I can remember. One here and one in Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
Who was it here that you?
We played Kansas. We were playing Kansas. Yep, we were playing the Jayhawks. And I remember Jamie Hitt was on the mound too, and so bless his little heart, because I know he wanted me to catch that ball bad.
Lined up the middle, and that's a base hit for Reuter. Back-to-back knocks for the Rebels here in the second. The offenses were held down last night, and they came to play today.
Yeah, I was going to say, it just seems like the offenses look like they are offensing today. And so just one of those things where it's going to be a fun time in the booth with Toby, but we're really just excited to see some good baseball play today.
Just beyond the reach of Jackson Willits. Ryan Moorman now. Right fielder, 0 for 3 last night. Takes strike 1.
I was looking through their lineup the other day and saw this kid, Ryan Moorman, and saw that he's from Lockport. And I was like, Lockport, that's not too far from Chicago. Just going to Brother Rice too. I know we get a lot of kids out there from Lockport.
Yeah.
So I did a little research.
You're from Chicago,
yeah,
for those who don't know.
For those who don't know, I am from Chicago. So I did a little research on him and found out that he played for the Sparks, which is a team that I played against all the time. And so I thought it was pretty cool to really put the connection together. I really want to get down and talk to him and introduce myself.
Fouled off the end of the bat, a cue shot to first. You're, in having traveled with you the last 5 years, and especially this year, broadcasting with you, you're like a mini Skip Johnson. You know someone everywhere we go to because of all your baseball connections through the years.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what happens when you're around Skip Johnson for 5 years. I guess you start getting some traits from him as well.
All your summer ball buddies and your Chicago buddies.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the 0-2 to Moorman with Reuter at first base. Popped it up. Hoffman and Wright in after it. And there's 2 away.
Cade's just been doing a really good job keeping that ball low in his zone, but keeping that changeup low in his zone and going up with that fastball. He looks like he's got the Ole Miss players off balance.
Isaac Humphrey now. Humphrey nearly homered here last night. It was a controversial foul ball call on a drive to right field. Wrapped around the right field foul pole or in front of it, depending on what color you're wearing. It was called foul. Rebels challenged it in the second inning against Kyson Witherspoon. There was no way to prove whether it was fair or foul on the replay, so the call stood. Ended up going 0 for 2 with a walk, and he pops it up on the infield. Dawson Willis at third, gives way, and it's dropped. Carmichael, the catcher, ended up making the play on it, but couldn't hang on, and Humphrey has new life.
Yeah, it just looked like one of those players where Dawson came sprinting in over there from third base. Looked like he wanted it the whole way, but kind of gave up when he saw Easton was hanging right over the ball. And so one of those things where a little bit of miscommunication between Dawson and Carmichael, but that'll be something they talk about on the bench and figure it out.
Let's see if Humphrey can make him pay for it here. No balls and 2 strikes. Sold out crowd in Norman trying to help out Cade Crossland here in the bottom of the second. Excuse me, top of the second. Right field. Off the end of the bat. Hoffman, side retired. The Rebels get a run. An Austin Foley long ball. His 14th of the year. And it's 3-1 Sooners on Saturday. Eldell Mitchell Ballpark on a sunny Saturday afternoon. Toby Rowland and Kendall Pettis back with you. You head to the bottom of the second. Dawson Willis, the only Sooner that didn't bat in the first, will lead off. Third baseman. Division II Defensive Player of the Year last year at LSU, Eunice. Been coming on at the plate. Lays down a bunt, but it's foul.
See him trying to utilize that speed right there. I mean, he's up there in the top 5 in the SEC for stolen bases. So really good job right there trying to execute a bunt by Dawson, but just couldn't get it fair.
255 average. He's been in the lower 200s much of the year, but has been better in SEC play. Last night 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Drove in one of their 2 runs on a fielder's choice groundout. Just 2 weekends to go in the regular season after this weekend. Oklahoma will head to Kentucky for a weekend series and then back home against their arch rivals from south of the Red River to close out the regular season. Ground ball to shortstop. Chang's throw. Close play, but out is the call.
It's just a really good play right there by Luke Chang. I mean, that's a ball hit decently hard to him on his backhand, and he was able to transfer it to his arm, to his hand, and throw that ball out and throw him out at first base. And that's a really good, really fast runner going down first base as well in Dawson Willis.
Back to the top of the order, Jason Walk. Flied out to left his first time up. Takes a fastball strike. 2 remaining conference series for Ole Miss. They are at their arch rivals, Mississippi State, next weekend, and they'll close out the regular season at home against Auburn. Auburn, who has already taken a game from Tennessee on the road today, by the way. They're one of the teams tied at 12-10 in the conference standings. OU, Ole Miss, Auburn, and Alabama all at 12-10 currently in a 4-way tie for 7th place. There you see the standings. Tightly packed, and it will shuffle a lot today. Strikes out Walk for out number 2. First strikeout for Maddox. There are 3 double headers today in addition to a full slate of games, so we'll see the standings shuffle a lot. I'm sorry, Keith.
No, yeah, I was just going to say that's a really good pitch right there. Looks like that slider was hanging, but it was a backdoor slider and was able to get Jason Walk swinging and missing on it.
Trey Gamble tripled to the wall in right center and scored the first run of the game. Swings and misses at a breaking ball. And he's 2 for 2. Ropes a single to right. 5th hit of the game for Oklahoma.
Yeah, Trey looks like he's locked in today. I mean, just 2 absolutely hard hit balls to the right side, and he just looks locked in today.
This was last inning. Easton Carmichael, his 11th of the year. The only question was whether it would stay fair or not. And it barely did. That was a close play at first, and Ole Miss has picked off more base runners than any other team in the SEC by a wide margin. You got to be careful when you're on the bases against these guys. 17 runners picked off by the Rebels pitching staff this year. Next closest in the SEC is 10.
Well, just based off seeing this pickoff move right here by Riley Maddox, I can see why. I mean, that's quick feet on the mound right there, and he's getting rid of that ball really quick. You can't have any movement going towards second base, or you'll be picked off.
Carmichael's been in a little bit of a mini slump. Didn't have a great weekend in Athens, Georgia, and was 0 for last night, but got the home run in the first today, and now a single into center field. He's 2 for 2. Sooners trying to mount a 2-out rally.
Yeah, that's a good sign when your 2 and 3 hitters are both 2 for 2, and it's only the second inning. I mean, it's just one of those things where they're seeing the ball really well off Riley, and so hopefully Riley's going to have to mix something up against those 2 guys.
Jackson Willits singled his first time up and came around to score. He bats with 2 on, 2 out. Five combined hits in 9 innings last night for these 2 teams. We've had 8 in not yet 2 innings today. Maddox tries to get Gamble at second. Willits a switch hitter, batting from the left side. Ball and a strike.
Does this team lead the SEC in pickoff attempts as well?
Yes.
Okay.
By a wide margin. Fly ball into center. Isaac Humphrey drifting into left center, and that'll do it for the Sooners' threat in the second. We head to the third. In game 2, it's 3-1 Oklahoma. We head to the third inning here in Norman on a Saturday. 3-1, Sooners in front. A couple of home runs so far, one each way in this game. There's the legendary head coach of the Rebels, Mike Bianco, in his 25th year. Led him to the national championship in 2022 by defeating Oklahoma. The winningest coach in Ole Miss history.
It's kind of funny seeing that say 25th season as Ole Miss head coach, as I'll be turning 25 this year. So that's
yeah, he's just rubbing it in. Luke Chang, 9-hole hitter, leads off for the Rebels. First pitch from Crossland misses low. Chang 0 for 2 last night. Was hit by a pitch. Rebels have been a good road team this year. 7-5 on the road. They're 6-4 on the road in SEC play. The strike. They swept Missouri on the road. Won a series at Kentucky on the road. Three balls and a strike. There you see. Road Rebels. They still got one more next weekend down in Starkville. Strike called. The count is full to Chang.
This is a really good AB right here by Luke Chang. I mean, going into a 3-1 count and taking that 3-2 pitch. I mean, that's kind of what your 9-hole hitter does. He gets deep into counts.
Flies one into center. It's Jason Walkland out there, and there's one away. Top of the order, Mitchell Sanford. One time through for Crossland, 2 strikeouts, no walks. He's given up 2 hits and the 1 run on the Folly homer. Sanford, a strikeout victim, his first time. That one slipped over the head of Sanford and all the way to the backstop. Outer half strike. So the Sooners down a couple of starters now. Dayton Taki fractured his ankle last week in Athens. He's out for the rest of the regular season at least. And we told you about Sam Christensen out of the lineup today with that sore shoulder. Both left-handed bats. There's Taki. He was having the game of his life, Kendall.
Yeah, he was.
In Athens when he broke his ankle.
Yeah, it was just really sad to see after the performance he had there in Georgia. But I will say it's one of those things where you never want to see a player go down, but it's one of those things as well, like from a bench player's perspective, it's one of those things where now you're like, okay, now I think I have a chance to go out there and prove myself as well. And so I think that's something that guys like Christian Hoffman and Mason Hamlin are trying to go out there and do right now.
Crossland got him again. 3rd strikeout. 2nd time he's gotten Sanford. 2 outs.
Crossland's looking good. Looks like
wanted that. Rebels haven't been to the NCAA tournament since they won that championship in 2022. They're going back this year. Swing and a miss. They'd like to host Swayze Field, one of the iconic venues in the sport. It is one of the great home field advantages in all of college baseball as well. Need a strong finish to secure that. Same for the Sooners. Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs. And Hill stays alive.
I think Swayze Field is one of the first college baseball fields I kind of got acclimated with. Not because I visited, but because when I was watching college baseball growing up, I was always wondering, is that beer or are they throwing juice in the air? Or is that water? What are they throwing in there? You know, I was young. I didn't really know what was going on back there.
Runs,
yeah,
sure.
I'd be like, what are they throwing in there right there?
Surely it's water, right?
Surely it's water, right?
Oklahoma fans found out firsthand that it's not water in Omaha. Full count to Hill. Utermark on deck. Crossland. And that's a base hit. Make it an 8-game hit streak for Hill. And the Rebels have a 2-out base runner.
That's just a really good piece of hitting right there by Luke Hill. I mean, letting that ball get deep. That fastball looked like it was up over the outer part of the plate, and he let that ball get a little deep and drive it to center field. Really good swing right there.
Utermark struck out swinging in the first. 13 home runs on the year. Out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Swinging the pink bat around. Fastball misses high.
How do you feel about colorful bats?
Love it. Yeah. The pencil bat last year that Jason Walk had for Oklahoma was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't seen that this year. How about you?
I like it. I think I didn't like the pencil bat last year though. I thought it had no juice, no pop at all. I think
the performance
part of it, yeah. It looked nice.
Fine, didn't perform well.
Yeah. Have you looked at Jaywalk's bat today?
Yeah, the baby blue one.
Yeah, he's got like some blue crayon.
Oh, it's a crayon. I didn't realize
I think it's
that.
a crayon. Yeah, take a look at it. Next time you look, take a look at it. You'll see.
Get a tight shot when he comes back up next. A ball and a strike to Utermark. Hill has 15 stolen bases on the year. He's got a big lead over at first base, and he's inching out even more. Crossland's going to throw that way. Both catchers, Carmichael for Oklahoma and Foley for Ole Miss, gunned down a base runner last night, trying to steal. Hill's got a big lead now. Foul back, 1-2 the count to Utermark.
I've always liked to get bigger leads against lefties. One, because you can see some lefties can be a little funky and things like that, but you can pretty much see if they're coming home or if they're coming to first base. So you can usually, when a lefty is on the mound, you want to get an extra step, just because you want them to be worried about you over there and hopefully leave something for the batter to hit.
Give him something to think about.
Oh yeah. Put his mind on you and not the batter.
Second baseman Branch playing Utermark up the middle. He's got all the right side of the infield open if he shoots one the other way. There the runner goes. They got him picked off. Throw down to second, and he stole it anyway. Luke Hill stole it anyway after the pickoff, and now he's in scoring position.
Yeah, and that's just one of those plays right there where he went as soon as off motion and kind of looked like that ball was thrown to the glove side a little too much. Mason couldn't get it out of his glove right there, and it took him just an extra second to get that ball out, and was able to have Luke Hill safe at second.
Popped up right side. Will it stay in the park? Hoffman over near the wall, and it's dropped by Hamlin. That's the second foul ball that the Sooners have dropped early in this game. It's got to be the right fielder's play, right, Kendall?
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you see Christian sprinting over there to right field. Looks like he might have had a play on it if he would have been able to call Mason Hamlin off. I mean, that's just a tough play for any first baseman. You're going back on that ball, and that ball's dancing on you now out there up in the outfield. And so that's one of those plays where as an outfielder, you want to make sure you call that first baseman off and take that ball for yourself.
And the wild pitch, Carmichael can't find it. Hill will take third. Well, scoring decisions on drop fouls in college is a little different than in the majors. It's always an error in the bigs. But in college, as we see another look at the wild pitch, most of the time the official scorers will not rule it an error unless it results in something good for the opponent eventually. So if Utermark were to get a hit here, or they were to score a run, then I think they would assign an error in all likelihood to Hamlin retroactively. Same thing with Carmichael in the last inning when he dropped that pop-up. Nothing came of it, so no error was assigned. Just a little quirk of college baseball. Official scorers sometimes differ on that. but we have not yet seen an error go up on the board here. Runner at third, 2 outs, the 2-2. And he got him swinging on the changeup. Luke Hill stranded at third. Make it 4 Ks for Crossland. We played 2.5. It's 3-1 Sooners. Sooners a 3-1 lead headed to the bottom of the third. Oklahoma's offense has been better in SEC play than in non-conference play this year. You see there where they rank in the league. Second best team in on-base percentage, third in runs per game. They have drawn the most walks at the plate in the SEC this year, and they've stolen the second most bases. That's the way you want it, KP. When you get into conference play, you want everything to get better. And so far for Oklahoma, the pitching steals a lot of the spotlight. The Witherspoon twins and Dylan Crooks, but this Oklahoma offense has been pretty good for them this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually you hear a lot about the pitching here at Oklahoma, but seeing all of those offensive categories that Oklahoma ranks top 3 in, I mean, that's pretty impressive to also have that and also have the Witherspoons and also every other pitcher that is on staff here at OU as well.
Kyle Branch singled back in the first. One of 6 Sooner hits off of Riley Maddox. And he flies this one into center. Isaac Humphrey out there on the big OU logo. 1 away. And Scott Mudler. Mudler drew a first inning walk. Sooners scored all 3 of their runs in the first. Riley Maddox asking, where'd that pitch miss? 1-1.
It's good to see Mud back in the lineup after missing a few weeks in this past couple weeks.
There's a strike. Yeah, especially considering no Taki and at least today no Christensen. He is a left-handed bat with some pop. And he's a teammate, one of the favorite teammates on this team. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Very popular guy. He was the Witherspoons catcher in junior college at Northwest Florida State. All 3 of them transferred together to Oklahoma.
Talk about that package deal right there.
2 and 2. And the count is full.
It's a really good beat, really good at bat right here by Scott Mudler, especially after Kyle Branch goes up there and, you know, hits the ball, squares the ball up, but doesn't see too many pitches. And so he's able to go out there and fight to a 3-2 count and put another good barrel on the ball. Unfortunately, it results in an out.
3 straight outs recorded by Isaac Humphrey in center field. 2 outs now for Hamlin. Hamlin drove in a run on a fielder's choice in the first, just his 2nd run batted in of the year. At the end of the bat, Utermark at second. It's a 1-2-3 third for Riley Maddox. We march to the 4th. Game 2, it's 3-1 Oklahoma in front.
Over this year to help you guys get back to that, back to the place in Omaha?
Well, one of the, obviously through the season, there's a lot of different mantras and things to focus on, the normal things that you would think of as a ball player. But one of the things that we had to improve on was, we used the metaphor shower well, meaning you got to be able to get over what happened the day before. And in this game is so important, as you know, you play so many games, and it's not just your individual successes and failures, but as a team. So again, using that metaphor, we got to flush last night. Witherspoon was too good for us, and we got to play better today, and today's another day. And what you want to do is not fall into those bad streaks, and so today's a big day for us.
Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the season.
All right, guys, appreciate you.
Thank you, Coach.
Mike Bianco. Leadoff single for Will Furness. And here's Foley. Homered his last time up. Hot shot up the middle. And Foley's 2 for 2. And the Rebels got something cooking here in the fourth.
And Foley's looking good. Looks like Cade Crossland hung that changeup over the middle part of the plate, and Foley didn't miss it. Almost took his head off right there with that ball. So really good swing right there by Foley.
Colin Reuter singled his first time up. Back-to-back singles by Furness and Foley to start this inning. Now 5 hits for Ole Miss. And they're being aggressive early here against Cade Crossland in at-bats in the fourth.
Yeah, he's in some trouble right now early in this inning. Got man on first and second, nobody out, but we'll see how he does here.
Oh, and 2. Crossland 4 strikeouts, no walks. Could use a strikeout here. And Reuter doesn't chase the high changeup. Ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, definitely not where that changeup was supposed to be. Might have just released that a little too early, but definitely want to get that changeup low in the zone, because changeup up in the zone right now with men on, you definitely don't want to see that ball go over the fence.
It'll be Malachi Witherspoon tomorrow for Oklahoma against Mason Nichols for Ole Miss. 2 o'clock Central Time start in that one. Will it be a rubber game, or will the Sooners be seeking a sweep? Two and 2. Here's a good look at the lefty. Out of Rockwall, Texas, Cade Crossland. And he'll throw to second base. Oklahoma put a 3 spot up in the first. Rebels chipped away with a Foley homer in the second. Looking to tie it up or take the lead here in the fourth. Got him looking. 2-2 breaking ball. There's strikeout number 5.
Just a really good pitch right there by Cade Crossland. I mean, kind of just seems like he implements that slider in there every so-so, every once in a while, and it looks like it's getting some of those hitters off, off that fastball changeup routine. And so really good pitch right there. Getting a strikeout when you needed one really bad as well by Cade Crossland.
Mormon now. Popped out to right field. Back in the second. Oklahoma has turned the most double plays of any team in the SEC in league play. 19 of them, including one here last night. Love one here to get him out of the inning. Could be. 4-6. And off the bag comes Hamlin. The throw took him off the bag. So the Sooners cannot turn the double play. And let's see whether or not they challenge this. It appears they want to.
Yeah, it just looked like it was one of those plays where it looked like it was a tailor-made double play right there. Looks like Jackson Willich's throw kind of took Mason Hamlin up the line a little bit, and didn't look like he could keep his foot on the bag.
Oklahoma
but we'll see.
Challenge the play at first base.
I think he might have him. I can't tell.
Here's a good look.
Oh, he's off.
Yep. Going to be safe.
That's just a tough break right there. I mean, you think you're about to get out the inning right there with a double play, and comes back and bites you with now you got man on first and third, and you feel like you got to have to get another out right here. So Cade Carlson's gonna have to get back into his routine. I just saw him on the mound, like, okay, like we can tell he's safe. Like, let's go. He should he had the ball in his hand, and he's like, okay, like the replay is over. Like, I get it. He's gonna be safe. Like, let's continue. So he's ready to go.
Runner is safe. Oklahoma will have one remaining challenge.
Well, here's one more look. Let's be honest about this. That is a third defensive mistake by Oklahoma already in this game. They don't have any errors yet. That's not an error because you can't assume the double play. They were able to escape in the second and third after dropped foul ball pop-ups. Should have been out of the inning there. See if the Rebels can make them pay this time. On the corners, 2 outs for Humphrey. And the ball scoots off to the right from Carmichael. On to second goes Mormon.
That's a good pickup by you, Toby, because you're right. I mean, eventually Ole Miss is gonna capitalize on some of the mistakes that the Sooners have made. And I mean, it's not, like you said, there haven't been errors, there haven't been things like that, but they've been mistakes where you just feel like, we should have gotten that play, or we should have gotten that out. And so in situations like that, you know you're giving a little bit extra momentum to that other dugout, and so you definitely don't want to do that. You really want to have to be able to get out of this inning without the Ole Miss Rebels scoring any runs.
Probably the exact message Skip Johnson has here is, this isn't your fault. Go get another out here. Base hit to the outfield now would tie this game up. Michael Catalano, the freshman right-hander, not exactly warming up yet, but getting loose. And the meeting on the mound is over. So in the second inning, after Carmichael dropped the pop-up, Crossland was able to get Humphrey to fly out to right in the inning. In the third, after the drop pop-up, he came back to strike out Utermark. What will he do here in the fourth after the missed double play opportunity? 2 outs, runners at second and third. The 1-0 to Humphrey, way outside. Big moment early in this game, and it's 3-0. If he loses Humphrey, shortstop Luke Chang is on deck. Willits at shortstop, playing Humphrey up the middle. Grounded to first. Hamlin stays down on it. He'll take it himself. And he got out of it again. Still 3-1 Oklahoma. We had Christian Hoffman leads off the bottom of the fourth and takes a fastball strike. And Riley Maddox. Maddox has retired 4 in a row, including all 3 in the third inning. Throws him a breaking ball for strike 2.
Maddox has looked really good since that first inning. I mean, obviously he gave up a big 3 spot in the first, but has really calmed down and really done a good job of keeping the Sooners off the scoreboard since then.
The appeal, he did not go. Hoffman has big power. We've seen it in batting practices, not in a game yet. But if you were going to have a home run derby on this Oklahoma team, he might win it. For distance anyway. Goes down swinging here, though, to start the fourth.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at his size up there at bat, you kind of wonder why he hasn't been playing, but that just goes to show that, you know, it's tough to play in this league, and it really is. It doesn't really matter what you look like, how big or small you are. It's some really good ball players in this league.
Second strikeout for Maddox. Dawson Willis grounded out to shortstop first time up. Both of these teams have won 4 conference series. Seeking win number 5 if they could take 2 of 3 or all 3 this weekend. No balls and 2 strikes to Willis. Dawson went 4 for 5 in the series finale at Georgia. A couple of doubles in Athens. And Maddox has another strikeout.
Yeah, just good morning, good afternoon, good night right there by Maddox. And so looks like he's in a groove right now. Come on down, your 8-9 batter. So hopefully the top of the order can turn it around right now.
All right, Jason Walk, here's that bat you were telling me about.
Oh yeah, let's see if we can get a closer look at it. You see it though? I don't know if that
Right center field, that's going to be a base hit. A knuckleball into right center. Walk's going for 2, and he's safe. A double. Team leading 12th of the year.
That's what you love to see right there by Jason Walk, by the top of your lineup as well. That ball wasn't hit super hard, but it was definitely put in the gap, and he was able to turn that into a hustle double, and that's why speed kills, man. I mean, for just about everybody else, you know, that's going to be a single. But Jason Walk had double on that written all over that from the start. So that's just a really good job by Jason Walk. Getting in the scoring position with 2 outs as well. You know what I mean? That's also huge. Now all you really need is a base hit, and that can potentially go 4-1 now.
And Foley wants to go talk to Maddox. Trey Gamble is the hitter. He's 2 for 2 today. Tripled and scored in the first. Singled in the second. He's hit the ball hard twice off of Maddox. Seventh hit for the Sooners. 3rd extra base hit of the day. Trey Gamble's hit 3 home runs this year, none of them here.
He's got to get his first one at home, right? I mean, you can't go a whole season without hitting a home run at home.
2-0. He homered at Oral Roberts in a midweek game. And then he hit 2 home runs in game 1 at Missouri. Takes the off-speed pitch for a called strike. Jason Walk out at second after a 2-out double. Sooners trying to add to their lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Foul tip, 2-2. Good battle here. In fact, the 2 and 3 hole hitters, Gamble and Carmichael, are a 4 for 4 combined today off of Maddox. Maddox needs an out to get out of this jam created by the 2-out double. Fouled out of play.
Yeah, well, Trey isn't going to make it easy on Maddox. I mean, this kid is an on-base machine. Obviously leading the Sooners in on-base percentage, and pretty, I don't know if he might be 1, but he's definitely in the top 5 of OBP here in the SEC play. So really good job right here by Trey, fighting off some pitches and really making Maddox fight right now.
Got him. Maddox wins. Got it with the breaking ball that dove under the hands of Gamble. 4th strikeout for Riley Maddox. 3rd in this inning. And on to the 5th we go in Norman. Still 3-1 OU. 5th inning here in Norman. 3-1 Sooners in front. 5th inning of work for Cade Crossland. Here you see his day so far. 5 hits. He's allowed just the 1 run on the Folly homer. Struck out 5, walked none. He's had to get 3 extra outs in this game, or that pitch total would be down lower than it is currently at 68. What do you think of his day so far, KP?
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job. I think he's done what a Saturday starter is supposed to do. You know, he's done a really good job of limiting damage. You know, you're going to give up a few runs, especially not a few runs, but a few hits, especially to a offensive powerhouse team like Ole Miss. And so he's done a really good job of limiting those hits to singles and things like that, and just done a really good job of getting out of innings when most needed to.
He's up 0-2 on Chang, and he struck him out on 3 straight changeups.
I mean, that changeup must be disappearing. Just based off some of the swing and misses we've seen off that changeup. I mean, it might have been 3 straight changeups right there that he gave Chang right there, and this kind of looks like he had no clue where none of the 3 changeups were. And so just a really good looking pitch right there by Cade Crossland.
He has struck out Mitchell Sanford twice today. It starts him off with a called strike this time. Crossland's season high for strikeouts is 8 against Vanderbilt. Struck out 7 at Alabama. He's got 6 so far today. There you go. We don't have to keep track. That man's doing it for us. A ball and a strike to the left fielder. 2-1. Crossland has an easy delivery. Some guys look like they're working really hard when they're out there to get it up at 95 miles an hour. This is fairly effortless. It's fallen behind, though, 3-1 to Sanford. Chop foul, full count.
Yeah, it doesn't, you know, he's not being decisive or not decisive, but deceptive or anything. It's just one of those things where he may have a very quick arm. You know, he's kind of winding up, and then it looks like that arm is kind of propelling at you pretty fast. And so probably where he's getting that velo from.
Grounded to second. Branch was playing him deep, so he has to come in after it. Plenty of time for out number 2.
It's another good pitch right there. Fastball low on his own. Was able to get Mitchell Sanford to roll over it and ground out into a pretty easy ground ball over there to Kobe Branch. Kyle, my apologies, not Kobe.
Oh boy, you've done it now.
I've done it.
You are in trouble. Hill waves at that one. I just would like the record to reflect. That was Kendall Pettis, Kyle, that called you Colby. Wow.
The whole Branch family is coming after me now.
That's yeah. There's a bunch of them too. We saw them all in Georgia last week. Hill 1 for 2. He extended his hit streak to 8 games last time up with a single. He bats with 2 outs, nobody on in the 5th. Crossland, the 2-1. Change up again, 2-2. The pitch has been deadly so far today. Does he go to it again? Here it comes. Full count. Try to fastball up top. Let's see if he comes back to the change here. Utermark on deck. Here's the payoff. And he does, and he struck him out swinging. 2 in the inning, 7 on the day. 1, 2, 3, go the Rebels. We are halfway home on a Saturday afternoon. It's 3-1 Oklahoma in game 2. Welcome back to Norman. Proud tradition here for the Sooners. You see the 11 College World Series appearances, the latest in 2022. 2 national championships there in red, 1951, 1994. Which it was 2022 that brought these 2 programs together. TD Ameritrade. Easton Carmichael leads off the bottom of the 5th. Sooners up 3-1. They won here last night 2-0 behind Kyson Witherspoon. 2-0 the count. Ole Miss has the 1 national championship in 2022. They have been, as a program, to 6 College World Series. Long fly ball to left. Carmichael gives it a ride again. It is gone off the scoreboard. His 2nd of the day. And it's 4-1 Oklahoma in the 5th.
Talk about that swing right there by Easton Carmichael. I mean, that ball was hit out of orbit and sent it really far, really far away. And so, really good swing right there by Easton Carmichael. I mean, he just demolished that ball and hit it right off the side brick of that scoreboard. Looks like it was a fastball. Looked like it gave him to him. Hey, middle. He keeps trying to throw that ball middle in on Easton Carmichael, and he's beating him to the spot. So that's just another really good swing right there by Easton Carmichael on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Make it 12 home runs now on the year for Carmichael. 3 runs batted in today, 48 on the year. He could be streaky. We saw him hit 3 home runs in one day in a doubleheader at Columbia, Missouri. He's got 2 halfway through this one against Ole Miss today. 1-1 to count to Jackson Willits. He's 1 for 2. Easton Carmichael was not on that 2022 team that lost to Ole Miss in Omaha, but his brother was.
Yeah, he was.
Braden Carmichael was a pitcher on that Oklahoma team. So he's trying to avenge his brother.
Yeah, he is. And I think Braden, whether he's watching this in person or on live TV right now, I know he's probably smiling.
Strike 3 called to Willits. That's 5 Ks for Maddox.
To kind of piggyback on, some of the regional appearances and NCAA appearances and Omaha appearances, it's kind of cool to, sit back and see, NCAA regional appearances 2022, 2023, 2024, and kind of realize that, you were a part of that, and you kind of put a stamp on the program, put a stamp in your heart for the program. And so I think that's really cool to come back and be able to see those years.
Here's Branch, 1 for 2. Outside. The Mississippi schools, and they'll meet next weekend. What Ole Miss and Mississippi State have done with their facilities really leads the country. Swayze Field and the Dude, unbelievable ballparks. Pulled foul. Those programs have both won national championships in the last 4 seasons and have risen to be among the blue bloods in college baseball, at least in recent years. Mississippi State's got an open coaching job now. They dismissed Chris Lemonis last week. Pitches high and tight. Oklahoma has been living in a different neighborhood in the Big 12, but they enter this conference with a proud tradition of their own. 11 College World Series appearances and 2 national championships. That's the 3rd most in the SEC national championships, behind only LSU and Texas. Texas and Oklahoma come into the SEC with the 2nd and 3rd most titles in the league as they enter. This is not exactly adding a couple of rum-dums here. The already by far toughest conference has gotten tougher. And after a walk to Kyle Branch, Riley Maddox's day is done. Mike Bianco out to make a pitching change. Well, the Rebels go to the bullpen. Sooners up 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Shorter day than Riley Maddox was hoping for today, but he did strike out 5 Sooners, walked a pair, gave up the 2 homers to Carmichael. Hoping that the offense and the bullpen can have his back the rest of the way. And next up for Ole Miss is the big freshman, the left-hander Walker Hooks. 6'4", 265 out of Brandon, Mississippi. He's a big old boy right here. Walker Hooks' 16th appearance on the year. 1-0 with a 3.76 ERA. That's a good strikeout to walk ratio.
I don't know if Riley Maddox's day is over. And, you know, he probably didn't have the day that he wanted to. He actually didn't do too bad. I know the hit total was up there with 8 hits, but I mean, other than those 2 big mistakes to Easton Carmichael, he really didn't do that bad of a job.
Strike called. He's an imposing figure out there, Walker Hooks. Facing Mudler. Mudler has walked and flied out today. Rips that into right field. That almost hit Branch on the way by. Kyle had to slow down a beat, so he'll stop at second. 2 on, 1 out.
That's a really good start right there by Muller against the new pitcher. I mean, coming in facing lefty-lefty matchup, and he goes ahead and throws a few breaking sliders, breaking curveballs, whatever they may be, but Muller just stays in there and drops that and pulls that ball and drops it to the right center, or not right center, but right field. Really good job right there by Scott Muller.
I don't know if we get another replay of that base hit in the control room. That did not miss Branch by more than a whisker.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Hamlin. 0 for 2 with an RBI. He takes a ball. Let's take another look at this base hit by Mudler. Ooh. Whistled by the shins of Branch. Two and 0. Oklahoma has hit lefties well. They had a lefty problem early in the year. They had a losing record against left-handed starters, but they have ripped off 5 straight wins against left-handed pitchers, including last night, left-handed starters, including last night's victory over Hunter Elliott. Tinkered the lineup a little bit. Reggie Willits moved some guys around. They have hit well against lefties the last month or so. Very well. See what they do here against Walker Hooks. Runner takes off for third. Pitch is taken. No throw. Branch steals third.
That's a really good steal right there by Kyle Branch. Doesn't seem like nobody's holding him on over there at second base. Bet you they didn't really expect him to be running right there, but he kind of has that shuffle and goes, and really good jump right there by Kyle Branch.
Oh, he's running with the anger of the knowledge that Kendall called him Colby. First and third, 1 out, and a 3-0 count to Hamlin. And there's a strike.
This is a big AB right here by a newer starter in Mason Hamlin. So really excited to see what he kind of does and brings to the Oklahoma team as well.
Strike 2. Now 2 guys that have played very little this year for OU. Mason Hamlin here and Christian Hoffman in the on-deck circle. In the lineup due to injuries. Being asked to deliver in a very important conference series. Stays alive. Hamlin out of UT Permian Basin. Transferred here from there, originally from Falcon, Colorado.
Hamlin's speed here too. You really just have to think about, oh, I just want to put this ball in play somewhere. Let my legs work. You know, try to beat it out. No, don't try to ground out into a double play. But really, you're just thinking about putting the ball in play right here.
And he walked him. And the bases are loaded for Hoffman. Second walk in the inning for Ole Miss. Third on the day. And now Hoffman in a big spot. He's 0 for 2.
Talk about coming up in a big spot for your first ever start at home, huh?
Wow.
First ever start, period. As an Oklahoma Sooner, at least.
He's 1 for 10 on the year. Bases loaded, 1 out. Fooled by the off-speed pitch.
Yeah, it kind of seems like he's been getting a little fooled on that off-speed since the day has started. You know, it looks like he swung over a few sliders or a few off-speeds low in his zone, and so he really just needs to focus on elevating that ball and trying to get one into the outfield right now.
Another big cut. Saw the numbers there. The Sooners with runners in scoring position. Just 1 for 5 today. Hooks versus Hoffman. The 0-2. And he got him swinging. Big strikeout. 3 straight breaking balls. And there's 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, when you see somebody with the size of Christian Hoffman, I mean, you should be expecting to get slider after slider after slider right there. And those are just 3 really good sliders right there. 2 looked like they were out of the zone that Christian expanded on and swung at, and then that one that was in the zone that he just swung and missed at. And so that's just a really good job right there by the new pitcher.
Sooners need something with 2 outs now from Dawson Willis if they're going to add another run here in the 5th. They've already scored in this inning on an Easton Carmichael homer, his 2nd of the day. And now a pitch clock violation has been assessed on Walker Hooks. And Mike Bianco not happy with this. Bianco out to argue with Morris Hodges, the home plate umpire. Bianco wants the crew chief, Clint Fagan, to chime in on this as well. He's called him down from third base.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on right now, but I always try to figure it out and use my own context clues from the booth and try to come up with an answer. And it just kind of seems like the new pitcher in Walker Hooks continues to, you know, get on the mound and get set before the batter is making eye contact with him. And I think that's what the home plate umpire Morris Hodges was saying, and he gave him a warning in the previous AB. You know, he gave him, yeah, you can see the catcher himself knows he's in the wrong. Did you see him say get off? Did you see him put his hand up and say no, get off? And as soon as he called time, he looked down in defeat.
I think it was the second warning.
Yeah,
I think he had already warned him.
It was the second warning. Yeah, he warned him in the at bat previous.
You got to wait until Dawson Willis is looking at you.
And the catcher knows he's in a row. Did you see the reaction of the catcher? He was like, dang. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I understand Bianco is upset with that, but it's one of those things where, I mean, it's one of the rules and it's something that you have to follow. And so I don't know what the ruling on the pitch is going to be, but it looks like it's going to be 1-0 still.
So they've assessed a ball, and Walker Hooks will start this at-bat against Dawson Willis in a 1-ball, no-strike count.
I would love to start a count 1-0 with the bases loaded every time.
It's 2-0. Branch at third, Mudler at second, Hamlin at first. Oklahoma trying to take a commanding lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Two and one. Willis only a .252 batting average, but he has 33 runs batted in on the year. He has made his hits count. An RBI opportunity here, and now he's in the catbird seat. 3 balls and a strike. And Hooks has to come to him now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 3-1. And he walked him. And it's 5-1 OU. The ball to start the count was not inconsequential. An RBI for Willis is 34th.
And that's just a really patient AB right there by Dawson Willis. I mean, you know, you see the bases are loaded, and you know you're wanting to put this ball game out of place right now. But you know, he took his walk. He was able to lay off some really close pitches and did a really good job of laying off those pitches that could have resulted in maybe a ground ball or a fly ball. So really good job right there by Dawson. Not only getting on base, but also getting an RBI right there out of it as well.
Pitching coach Joel Mangrum, who gets to the mound quicker than any other pitching coach in America on almost a sprint out there to talk to Walker Hooks. And we noticed briefly, by the way, Jason Walk will be the batter. He'll be batting right-handed for the first time today. He's a switch hitter, and he's using a different bat, right-handed. He's not using the what you looked it up was the baby blue.
Yes, yeah, the Bobby blue.
Bobby blue.
The Bobby blue.
Bobby Witt's bat, right?
Yeah, it's Bobby Witt's metal bat, which I'm confused. I don't know. He doesn't swing a metal bat anymore. He used to, but he's all wood now.
Bobby Witt, who was an Oklahoma commit before obviously deciding to go play for the Kansas City Royals instead. Ball 1 to Walk. But he's not using the Bobby blue here. 5-1 OU. Bases still loaded. Mudler at third, Hamlin at second, Willis at first. 2 runs in the inning. Walk is 1 for 3 today. That one hit a double last time up in the 4th. And he's ahead in the count 2-0. Grounded to short. Chang in the dirt, scooped on the backhand by Furness, and the inning is over. Sooners get 2. We go to the 6th in Norman in game 2. 5-1 Oklahoma in front. Easton Carmichael has homered twice on Saturday. With that series, and Auburn, Tennessee in a humdinger. They're in the 10th inning. Tied 4-4. That game's been suspended. Auburn won game 1 of their doubleheader earlier today. We're in the 6th. Oklahoma has pushed the lead to 5-1. Cade Crossland begins his 6th inning of work facing Judd Utermark, who he has struck out twice today. Flies this into center field. Jason Walk, 1 out. Now the Ole Miss offense has been cooking, but through a game and a half here in Norman, Kyson Witherspoon, Dylan Crooks, and now Cade Crossland have held them in check thus far. Just 1 run on the weekend.
You're absolutely right, Togi. I mean, just looking, coming into this game as well, you see these numbers and you see their stats, and you see a lot of guys with a lot of home runs. You're really expecting some big offensive numbers, you know, put into Norman, Oklahoma. But starting pitching has done and just pitching in general for the Sooners have just done a really good job of, you know, creating some lazy fly balls, some soft contact on the ground. They've just done a really good job of, you know, moving the ball in and out, up and down. They've just done a really good job of it.
Let's check in with Carly Murray down at the dugout.
Foley has been on a hot streak. He's hit seven homers in the last 12 games, including one today. A few weeks ago in game 2 against South Carolina, the Rebs were up. It was top of the first. Bases were loaded with no outs. The catcher, Austin Foley, steps up to the plate and hits a grand slam. But what made it even more special, his mom caught the ball, guys. You don't see that very often. She was just roaming the outfield concourse, and she caught it.
That's awesome. I saw that the day that it happened. I saw the replay of that, and she was filming. Look at that. Austin Foley's mom got the grand slam ball in South Carolina. That's amazing. What are the chances?
I know, right? Is she here in Norman?
I don't know the answer.
No, she's not, guys. I went to try to investigate. She's not here.
I think last year when we played in Vegas, I hit a home run and my mom caught it.
Really?
She caught it. Yeah, she caught it on the bounce, and obviously it wasn't as popular as big as the Foley home run, but I think
That's
she
amazing,
told me.
though.
Yeah, she told me she was out in the outfield and ended up catching her. She said it landed right next to her, and she just picked it up.
I don't know what's more amazing, that she caught it or that you actually hit a home run.
I think it's the home run part.
I'm kidding. 2 outs, nobody on. Foley's 2 for 2 against Crossland today. The homer and a single in the 4th. Two and two. They're about to have the run for the roses, by the way. The Kentucky Derby is minutes away from starting. There's an Oklahoma connection. Sooner fans are all cheering for a horse called Render Judgment today. Full count. That's because that horse is co-owned by OU super fan Toby Keith, who passed away unfortunately last year. Owns a thoroughbred farm just south of here. This is the first time one of his horses has ran in the Kentucky Derby. Swing and a miss. Crossland strikes out Foley. 9 straight retired by Cade Crossland. Bottom 6 we go in Norman. It's 5-1 OU. The Sooners looking for a series win. A tournament resume for Oklahoma. RPI at 23 at start of series, and actually jumped up to 20 after last night's win. D1 Baseball projecting them as a 2 seed. That strength of schedule has improved as well. In fact, every game remaining for Oklahoma is a quad 1 game. And D1 Baseball right now sending them to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. But they are considered a high 2 seed, and with a strong finish could certainly host a regional for the 2nd straight year. Trey Gamble takes a ball from Walker Hooks. You know, the long time milestones, the bars you shoot for in the SEC have been 13 conference wins get you in the tourney, 16 conference wins, and you host a regional. Now, the landscape has shuffled a bit because we don't have the Pac-12 anymore, and don't know if those bars will stand this year or not. Sharply hit to second, fielded by Utermark, and there's 1 out. But Sooners right now and the Rebels both sitting on 12 conference wins. Here's a field of 64 according to D1 Baseball. They've got 13 SEC teams in the field in their latest projection of the 16. So you can see that right here with counting today, 8 games to go in the regular season for Oklahoma. And they're at 12 conference wins. You just do the math. Easton Carmichael takes strike 1. 1 more win, and historically that would lock them into the tourney. 4 more wins, and they might find themselves hosting a regional again. But it's not going to be easy. Carmichael flies one into right. Drifting back, Mormon onto the warning track, makes the catch. First time that they've retired Easton Carmichael today. 2 out. Here are the SEC teams: Texas, LSU, Arkansas, Tennessee, Vandy, Georgia, and Auburn, all hosting in the last projection. OU, Ole Miss, Kentucky, and Bama 2 seeds. A&M and Florida 3s. Mississippi State was among the first 4 out. Again, Oklahoma after this weekend goes to Kentucky, and then they host number 1 ranked Texas as Jackson Willits gets hit by a pitch.
Yeah, and I know you talked a little bit about the last couple games for the Sooners are all quad 1 games, and you know, some people may look at that and be like, oh man, we may not get to the wins that we want to get to. But in reality, 1, we just need 1 more, like you said, based off, you know, previous years, and 2, I think that's what you want going into the playoffs. You want to be playing some of your better teams, some of the teams that you might have to face in the playoffs regardless. And so I think that'll be a big tell for the Sooners coming up in these next few weekends.
Well, Kyle Branch steps in. Think of it like this. This Oklahoma team, 2025, and this Ole Miss team in 2025 are both in better shape right now than the 2022 teams for both programs were at this point of the year. Ole Miss was, by many accounts, the last team in the field. And Oklahoma was considered a bubble team right to the last week into the regular season. And those two teams played for the national championship.
Any sport it is.
2-0. Hook's able to retire Gamble and Carmichael to start this sixth, but he hit Willits and has fallen behind Branch. Branch has been on twice today and scored a run. Sooner bullpen is active. A lefty and a righty warming up. We'll see if we see Cade Crossland again in the seventh or not. There's a strike on the inside corner. 2-1 to Kyle Branch. Jason Bowden, who pitched last night, is the right-hander. Jamie Hitt is the lefty. Bowden only threw 5 pitches last night. 3 outs on 5 pitches. Runner goes. Popped up foul. And that'll get out of play.
Bet you Bowden's arm probably isn't even tired from him throwing on the mound, but probably him tired from warming up all the time. You know, I know the nickname for him is Everyday Bowden, as some of the guys on the team would say, and so he's one of their guys. I mean, and we talk highly of him as well. So
Willits takes off again, and again it's popped foul and out of play. Jackson's just kind of getting a rolling start there at first base, almost like it's a full count. Doesn't look like it's a straight steal. At least the last 2 pitches. Let's see if he's running again here. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. And Hicks is going to keep an eye on him over there.
yeah, and I bet you it's percentages. Just kind of knowing what Reggie likes to do over there, and he has his little book over there, and it has all his secrets and everything in there. So probably just trying to figure out, you know, what counts to run in, what counts not to run in.
Grounded to second. Flip to Chang, and that'll end the inning. Sooners failed to score in the 6th, and we head to the final third of this one. Oklahoma leads game 2, 5-1. Cade Crossland has been excellent today for Oklahoma. He has matched his career high 8 strikeouts. Hasn't walked anybody. And he's going to get the 7th inning, at least the start of it, with a 5-1 lead. Colin Reuter leading off for Ole Miss. And he takes a first pitch strike. Reuter thought it was low. Crossland's previous 8 strikeout performance came against Vanderbilt. The most innings he's pitched in a start this year was 6. That was at Alabama. So if he could record 1 out here in the 7th, it would be a new career high in innings pitched as well. He's ahead, no balls, 2 strikes to Reuter. Reuter 1 for 2 today. Pitch number 97 for Cade Crossland. Pulled foul. Sends him scampering over at the Sooner dugout. Crossland threw 107 pitches in his start at Missouri a couple of weeks ago. That's his season high.
That dugout's dangerous over there. Our analytics guy, Vince Rinaldi, he said that I was talking to him earlier today. He said he got hit in the knee yesterday. I guess there was a ball
Yeah, I
that
remember
came in there. Yeah. He said that
Is he okay?
was, he said he was fine, but you could tell. I mean, it was pretty swollen, but he did say he got hit in the knee.
Full count. That's unlucky because Vince kind of looms behind everybody else. It's not like he's up on the rail usually, so that's a bad break for Vince.
It is. He did say he was standing close to the rail that time, though.
Okay. And a leadoff walk. Just the first today for Crossland.
And that's a tough walk right there by Cade Crossland as well. Because, you have a guy 0-2. You've been in a groove, and you've got that guy 0-2, and you want to finish him off pretty quick. But, that Reuter just definitely fought in that AB, just kept battling, fighting off some pitches, and was able to get into a 3-2 count and was able to get a walk out of it. So really good AB right there by Colin.
Here's the 7-hole hitter, Ryan Moorman, 0 for 2. He takes one high. Crossland might be getting a little bit tired here. Carmichael's going to go out and chat with him, and here comes head coach Skip Johnson as well. And that's going to be the day for Crossland. Johnson has already indicated he wants to go to the bullpen. Sooner fans going to get an opportunity to show their appreciation to number 23. I saw Crossland's parents before the game. I asked Dad, how are you on days when Cade's pitching? He said, not good. I'm a nervous wreck. He's probably going to be relieved right now. Excellent performance by his boy today. And now it's up to the bullpen to carry it the rest of the way. 5-1 Sooners. New Sooner pitcher on when we come back in Norman. It's the veteran lefty Jamie Hitt on for Oklahoma. The former Texas Tech transfer who has been used now 21 times. 21st appearance of the year. That's second only to Jason Bowden on the team. Among the most appearances in the SEC. 1-0 with a 3.20 ERA, 27 strikeouts and 8 walks. Had a rough outing at Georgia last weekend, but he has in general been very good. So back-to-back lefties against Ole Miss. He'll be brought on with a runner on, Reuter at first. And Ryan Moorman the batter in a 1-0 count. Oklahoma on top 5-1. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Jamie Hitt a starter the last couple of years here in Norman. Moved to the bullpen for his final season of eligibility, and he has thrived. His numbers across the board all improved. Shadows move across home plate. We have passed 6 o'clock here in Norman. Line drive down the left field line. That's a fair ball and into the corner. Reuter headed to third. They'll stop him there. It's a double for Moorman on the first pitch from Jamie Hitt. And they're at second and third with nobody out. There's another look. Just ripped it down the left field line. For Moorman, that's his team-leading 14th double of the year. And the Rebels an opportunity to get right back in this thing here. Humphrey. 0 for 2. First pitch swinging, fouls it back. Five-1 Sooners. They have scored 3 of their runs on Easton Carmichael home runs, a 2-run shot in the first and a solo shot in the 5th. Ole Miss's only run today came on an Austin Foley second inning home run. Lined over the head of Willis into left field. That should score 2. Reuter is home. Moorman is home, and it's 5-3. A 2-run single for Isaac Humphrey.
That's just a tough break right there by Jamie Hitt right there. I mean, you make a good pitch and execute a good pitch up and in on the hands, and looks like Isaac Humphries just was able to get enough of the barrel, maybe a little bit of hands in there as well, and drop that over the third baseman Dawson Willis's head. And so just a really good break, really bad break by Jamie, but also really good hitting right there by Isaac Humphrey.
Still nobody out in the Ole Miss 7th inning. The 2-run game. Here's Chang. He's 0 for 2. Bunts it. Third base side. Willis gloves, throws. Nice play by Hamlin at first on the crouch. Works as a sacrifice. On to second goes Humphrey.
Just a really good bunt right there. I mean, you got man on first, nobody out, wanting to execute a really good bunt to the third base line, and he just did a really good job of putting that bunt down, but also a really good play right there by Dawson Willis as well to get them out at first.
Back to the top of the order now. Sanford. 0 for 3. New life for the Rebels. A walk, a double, and a 2-run single so far here in the 7th. They're back to within a pair.
New life indeed. It kind of seemed like, even though the game was 5-1, it just didn't seem like much was going on.
That's headed up the middle. Branch, backhand stop. He'll eat it. Infield single for Sanford, and they're on the corners with 1 out. Branch saves a run by getting to that ball, but no chance to get Sanford.
And that's just a really good job by Cal Branch to be able to even save that ball and keep it from going to the outfield, because this game would be 5-4 if that ball goes to the outfield. Now you've got man at first and third, 1 out. We'll try to see with Skip going to the bullpen right now. We'll see if we can get a double play out of it.
Ineffective appearance for Jamie Hitt, and the Sooners going back to the bullpen here with 1 out in the 7th. Rebels mounting a rally in Norman. It's a 2-run game. Jason Bowden on when we come back. Straight day against the Rebels. He pitched the 8th last night. Retired 3 batters in 5 pitches. This is team leading appearance number 23. 2-1 record, 5.14 ERA. Texas A&M transfer. When he's on, he's got a sinker that moves a lot. Double play ball would be in order here for the Sooners. They'd love one right here. Their once 4-run lead has been cut in half, and the Rebels threatening to make it even tighter. This is the go-ahead run at the plate. Luke Hill, 1 for 3 today. And Bopper's waiting behind him. Utermark, Furness, and Foley all waiting in the wings. First pitch, a little bit low. Humphrey at third, Sanford at first. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Everyday Bowden. Foul tipped off of Carmichael, 2-1. Hill loaded up for that pitch.
And this is a really crucial AB right here. I mean, you have one of Ole Miss, if not their best hitter, in Luke Hill up to the plate right now. You have men at first and third with less than 2 outs, and so you definitely want to see if you can get some runs in right here for the Rebels. But with Oklahoma Sooner and Bowden, they're trying to get him out right now.
Sanford, the runner at first, does have 12 stolen bases on the year. There's the 2-1 to Hill. 2-2. Jason Bowden. Gonna go sunshine to shadows here on this pitch. Blocked. Carmichael couldn't find it momentarily, but it was nearly on top of the plate. But Sanford will take the opportunity to advance to second. And now a base hit to the outfield could tie this game.
And that's a really big bag taken too right there as well, because now you take out that double play as well.
And the count is full. Bowden to Hill. Here it comes. And he walked him. And the bases are loaded. With only one out, Judd Utermark. Utermark 0 for 3 today, 0 for 7 in the series. The dangerous hitter, 13 home runs on the year. He could tie it with a base hit. He could give the Rebels the lead with an extra base hit. Grounded to third. Could be 2. There's 1. Throw across. He got it. You could ring it up. 5-3 double play, and the inning is over. The Rebels get 2. It's time to stretch in Norman. Sooners lead at 5-3 on Saturday. It's a 2-run game now as we move to the bottom of the 7th, and a new pitcher is on for Ole Miss. Hudson Calhoun, right-handed sophomore, 6'4", out of Tupelo, Mississippi. Calhoun making his 15th appearance of the year. He's 3-0, 5.82 ERA. Now the Rebels have tightened it up. Big double play ball helps Oklahoma maintain the lead as we move to the bottom of the 7th. Calhoun, the 3rd pitcher today used by Ole Miss.
Yeah, talk about a huge double play ball right there by the Sooners. I mean, the Rebels looked like they were in control of that inning and looking to, take advantage of that inning a little bit more. But hard ground ball right there to third base, and Dawson is able to make a really good play over there.
It's a real contradiction for Oklahoma defensively this year. They have not been a great defensive team. Honestly, neither of these teams have been. But they have turned now 20 double plays at SEC play. That's the most in the league. And what a pick by Hamlin at first base.
Yeah, especially a guy over there who hasn't been a first baseman for a long part of the season. And so that's a really good pick right there. Really good pickup right there by Mason Hamlin. Much needed for the Sooners.
Scott Mudler leads off. Been on twice today. Walked in the 1st, singled in the 5th. KP, you've hit in this ballpark thousands of times. Is it tough right now? Pitcher in sunshine, home plate in the shadows, or do we make too much of that?
No, I actually meant to bring it up a little bit earlier in the broadcast and talk about how I could tell that those shadows were creeping in. And it's one of those things where, yeah, you might talk about it a little bit more often than it really affects you. But I've never liked going from light to dark or light to shade or something like that, because it does have an effect on the ball. You see the ball one way, and then about halfway there, it changes another shade of a color. And so it can be difficult at times, but I mean, the name of the game is to see ball, hit ball.
You're going to have to deal with it for another half hour or so. The shadows of the press box will kind of wrap around the pitcher's mound. Last night's game started at 6:30. It's 6:22 right now. And it was past 7 o'clock before it wasn't an issue anymore. Flared into shallow left. Sanford charging, and he'll get there. One away. Hamlin will be the hitter. 2 o'clock Sunday is the finale here. Malachi Witherspoon and Mason Nichols, starting pitchers in that. We got a lot of story to write in game 2 before that. Hamlin walked last time up. He's got an RBI today as well. Made the nice play at first base to complete that double play. Top of the 7th. Takes ball 1. 2-0. It would be interesting to see whether Skip Johnson would go back to Dylan Crooks today in a save situation. Crooks got the save last night through 17 pitches. That's not a big number, but it was less than 24 hours ago. Popped foul to the right and out of play. I think he probably would, KP, but it's not a given.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he might just be about 100% right, as using the binoculars that you gave me over the previous couple of series. I can see
Look at that,
I can see Dylan Crooks up there right now.
Oh, that's awesome. I would just want to correct one thing. The binoculars that I loaned you. 3-1 the count to Hamlin. That's the happiest little guy in the ballpark right there. There he is. Look at that. Oh. And Hamlin's aboard. Second time he's walked today. Fourth issued by Ole Miss pitching. Sooners have a one-out base runner for Hoffman.
Since Mason Hamlin has gotten to the lineup, he's just done a really good job of holding his own. He's not gonna be the guy who's hitting balls 400, 450 plus feet, but he's gonna be up there and he's gonna try to compete, and that's the name of the game, especially for the Sooners. Skip loves the mantra of compete, 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 and so Mason really does show a really good example of that.
Well, last 11 plate appearances now, he has reached 7 times. 3 hits and 4 walks drawn. Hoffman swings and misses. Christian Hoffman getting his first start of the year. First start of his Sooner career today in right field. Sam Christensen with a sore shoulder, we're told. Hoffman 0 for 3.
I would love to see Hoffman kind of get a hold of one here. I mean, just in this game so far, in his first start, he's gotten his swing off. Don't get me wrong, but it just seems like he hasn't been making much contact. But he swings really hard, and so seeing a ball get connected here would be pretty cool to see what happens.
Found that one back 1-2. Sooners trying to answer the Rebels' 2 runs in the top of this inning. Got a tight one, just like last night. We expected these to be close games. These two teams, record-wise, RPI, rankings, they're all very tight between Oklahoma and Ole Miss. Swing and a miss and a delayed steal by Hamlin. I don't think Austin Foley saw that he was running until he was 3/4 of the way there. So it's a strikeout for Calhoun and a stolen base for Hamlin.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was one of those things where, he figured that they got the strikeout and was not really expecting that runner to go at all. But nice pitch right there by the pitcher, getting Hoffman to swing at that ball up in his own.
So Willis now with 2 outs. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Dawson walked with the bases loaded last time up. Picked up an RBI, his 34th of the year. He bats with 2 outs and Hamlin at second base here in the bottom of the 7th. By the way, the stolen base for Hamlin is Oklahoma's 99th of the season. They have 2 today. Branch stole 3rd in the 5th. Now Hamlin here in the 7th. They trail only Kentucky in the SEC in that category. Popped him up on the infield. Hall at 3rd calling for it. And that'll retire the side. Sooners strand a man and we go to the 8th. A 2-run game in Norman in game 2. Here's a look at the tournament resume for the Rebels. 16 in the RPI coming into the series. Very good strength of schedule. Those are all strong argument there to be a regional host. It's just going to depend on what everybody does from here to the wire, including in Hoover. But Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky, all kind of living in that same area of high 2, low 1 seeds. Hassan Harris now into play right field for Oklahoma. We move to the 8th. A ball and a strike to Will Furness. Furness 1 for 3. Swings and misses. Still Bowden on the mound. Rebels 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Sooners 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Struck him out. First for Bowden, 9th for Oklahoma. Here's another look.
Yeah, and just a really good pitch right there by Bowden. I mean, really staying low in the zone right there with that pitch, and having Furness swing over top of that pitch right there. So just a really good job by Bowden coming in here in the 8th. You know, obviously finished off the 7th, but coming here in the 2nd inning of work and being able to get that first guy out.
Foley takes a ball. A home run and a single for the catcher today, the Kentucky transfer. 14 on the year now. The catchers have been the stars of the show in this one. Foley and Carmichael. 3 home runs combined. Foley went around on that one. 1-1. One and 2. The sinker is sinking for Jason Bowden. For back-to-back strikeouts here in the 8th. Oklahoma has no more midweek games, no more non-conference games remaining. Ole Miss still has 1. UT Martin. Play them the midweek before that Auburn series to close out the year. Full count now to Foley.
Yeah, but this is the best time to start playing baseball as a student athlete. I just remember, you know, school's finishing up next week, all the finals, you know, everything will be done after next week, and now all you have left is baseball to play, and so that's always a good feeling.
Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bowden. That's 10 of them on the day for Oklahoma pitching, and that is the 21st time this year the Sooner pitchers have struck out double-digit batters in a game.
Yeah, and that's just a beautiful pitch right there by Bowden. I mean, that ball is sinking low and in, right under that barrel right there, and that's just a beautiful pitch. You can't really put that pitch anywhere else, more perfectly anywhere else in a 3-2 count right there.
Federico now a pinch hitter. Federico was the DH last night. He'll bat in Colin Reuter's spot. And he takes strike 1. Federico 0 for 4 with 3 punch-outs last night against Kyson Witherspoon and friends. Oklahoma in the bottom of the 8th, and we're looking for some insurance. It'll be the top of the order due up. Strike 2 called. Trying to strike out the side, Jason Bowden, the 1-2. Fly ball. Shallow left field, Gamble digging, foul territory, he's there. And the inning is over. Rebels go in order. Bottom 8. Oklahoma on top 5-3 in game 2.
Alabama is the side as we roll on of the SEC tournament. Star power galore. It is gone and it is over.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Oklahoma's first ever trip to the Hoover Met, the SEC baseball tournament, coming up May 20th through the 25th. All 16 teams will be there. If you're seeds 1 through 4, you get the double bye. 5 through 8, the single bye. 9 through 16 all play on day 1, starting Tuesday, May 20th. One of those places, KP, you see your whole life, you know?
Yeah.
Never been there. Cannot wait to be a part of the SEC baseball team.
Yeah, I'm just excited that we'll be able to go together. How about that,
That's right? You're making the trip. KP made the traveling squad. Jason Walk leads off the bottom of the 8th. First pitch swinging, fouled out of play. 5-3 OU. Let's go down to Carly Murray.
Toby, I got a little information on the Bobby Witt bat. So Victus is the official bat of Major League Baseball, and they partnered with several players across the league for a collaboration, including Anthony Volpe, Fernandez, Tatis Jr., Julio Rodriguez, and Bobby Witt Jr. And since Bobby was committed to Oklahoma, he thought he'd send us a bat, guys.
Nice. Of course, Bobby Witt Sr., the dad, was a star pitcher here at Oklahoma back in the day. His son, Junior, committed to OU. Then he got too good, went straight to the pros. But still, big supporter and fan of the Sooners to this day. Ball and a strike to Jaywalk. 2-1.
I don't know if Bobby gave us any of his powers, but hopefully he did. If he did, I mean, I would have used this bat just because Bobby Witt gave it to us. I mean, he's pretty good. So
he's pretty good.
He's pretty good. So
3-1. What year did he come out? Do you remember?
My year, same year as me. We were in the same group. We had our official visit together. That's kind of how I was able to get a little closer to him. I was able to get his number. We've hung out a couple of times outside of, obviously, him coming, or when he comes here for games and stuff, he'll reach out, or I'll reach out to him and see if he's in town. And you know, we've talked for a while, but you know, he's big time now. He's got things that he can't worry about me anymore.
No, he can't. Full count to Walk, and he's aboard on a free pass. So theoretically, Oklahoma could have had Bobby Witt Jr. on that 2022 team that played for the national championship.
Theoretically, yes.
Which may have made a difference. But he probably made the right call. Things have worked out well for him.
Yeah, I think he made the right decision.
Leadoff walk, and that looks like it's going to do it for Hudson Calhoun. Mike Bianco out. Pitching change coming for the Rebs. Oklahoma trying to add on to a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th. We got a lefty on for Ole Miss when we come back here in Norman. Lefty Gunnar Dennis is the pitcher out of the bullpen for Ole Miss here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sooners up 5-3. Fourth pitcher used today for the Rebels. Dennis, a senior, 6'3", also out of Pearl, Mississippi, where Riley Maddox, the starting pitcher today, was from. Meridian Community College product. Dennis making his 12th appearance. He has started 3 games, 2-1 record and a 3.93 ERA. Leadoff man aboard, Jason Walk, walked. He's at first, and lefty Trey Gamble will be the hitter. Two-run lead, if you're a Sooner fan, is nice. 3 would be better. Gamble, 2 for 4. Tripled back in the first, singled in the second. He had scored a run. The throw goes to first. Well, if you're Reggie Willits here, KP, are you trying to run Jason Walk in the situation?
I think with getting the leadoff guy on, I think he's going to be a little patient right now. I think that's also why Ole Miss brought in this lefty to kind of shut down the run game right now. And so we'll kind of see where they are. Just looking at Gunnar Dennis's pickoff move in the past 2 times he's done over there, it looks very, very funky over there. And so I bet you he's probably got a lot of pickoff attempts, but also a lot of probably picked off a lot of people as well, and just in his career. And so definitely need to take note on that as well.
First pitch to Gamble's high. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. 323 average. One of the top 5 in the league in on-base percentage. Trey Gamble. It's been a weekend filled with rain around the Southeastern Conference, around the Southeastern United States. Everybody struggling to get games in. But a beautiful weekend here in Norman. Strike called. This is one of the occasions where it has benefited Oklahoma to be on the periphery of the footprint of this conference. They're kind of out of the rain zone. It all moved through here midweek on its way to the southeast for the first. 70-degree day with no wind. To see the flags in center field hanging straight down, I mean, that's a once-a-season thing in Norman. 20 miles an hour out of the south is the norm here. That's out to left field. Gamble went around, strike 2. It's going to be the same tomorrow. It's going to be another gorgeous day here.
Just a really beautiful weekend, and I know we talked a lot about how we usually always have wind here in Oklahoma, and that's how that's different from a lot of the SEC teams that we go and see.
It's something I didn't think about a lot when Oklahoma came into this conference. Just low, 2-2. Everybody talks about how big the visitors who come here, Vanderbilt, now Ole Miss, I've talked to their broadcasters about how big L. Mitchell Park is, which, if you have followed Sooner baseball for any length of time, is a hilarious thing to hear, because this place plays like one of the smaller parks in America most days, full count. The dimensions are big, bigger than some SEC parks, but you almost always have about a 20-mile-an-hour wind out of the south here, and the ball just rockets out to left and left center.
Yeah,
normally.
It's a hitter's park for sure, and I mean, even for a guy like me, I loved hitting here because I knew that if I could get a ball up in the air, it had a chance. And so, and I know you talk about the dimensions of the ballpark, but I mean, 330 down the lines, 380 to the gaps, 385 to the gaps, 400. I feel like that's pretty.
It is normal.
It's pretty normal.
But not in the SEC.
Yeah, because they like, I mean, it just seems like a lot of those fields are 300, 290 down the field, down the line, maybe 385, 390 to center field. I mean,
well, Swayze Field, by comparison, 365 to left and right. That's 20 feet shorter than this part. 390 to center. That's 20 feet shorter. Could be 2. 4, 6, 3 double play. 2 outs. And that's, those dimensions are pretty similar to what we've seen in Oklahoma's first lap around this conference. They do have a lot of smaller ballparks here, which I'm sure contributes to how many home runs are hit in the SEC. Yeah. It also helps that they have amazing baseball players in the SEC.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, it comes with dealing with the SEC. You know, you have guys who can hit the ball a long way, and then you have some parks who are meant for guys to hit it a long way.
Easton Carmichael having a day. He's hit 2 home runs. This 2-run shot in the first, just inside the foul pole, and this one in the 5th off the scoreboard. He's 11th and 12th of the season. Swings over that one, a ball and a strike. Does appear that we will see Dylan Crooks again to try to get back-to-back saves in the 9th inning. He has continued to warm in the Sooner bullpen. Whether they start the inning with Bowden or they bring Crooks out to start the 9th, we'll see. There you see 11 saves on the year, second most in the conference for Dylan Crooks. Another hit for Carmichael. Left center field. Cut off by Humphrey. He'll hold him to a single. His 4th hit of the day.
Hey, have a day, Easton Carmichael. I mean, 4 hits today, for the kid. He's just been doing a really good job of seeing the ball, hitting the ball, and driving it to every part of the field. I mean, he almost went yard to right field and has 2 home runs already today to left field. And so just been doing a really good job of seeing the ball up and driving it to the outfield.
Here's Willits. 1 for 3, has singled and been hit by a pitch. 9 home runs on the year for Willits. He hit 10 last year. Takes the first pitch from Dennis outside. This is Reggie's boy. He's got another one who is going to be drafted in the top 10, maybe top 5, maybe top 1 of next year's draft. Got another one after that. Too young to know exactly how he's going to turn out, but pretty good chance he'll be a ball player too. There's Reggie. That's Pops. Former Yankee assistant coach. 3rd season running the Oklahoma offense. It's 4th season, actually.
Yeah.
He ran it 22
Because
for
he
you
ran it
guys.
at 22. Yeah, that was his first year. His first year was 2022. And I find it funny that we talk about how we don't know how good his youngest son will be, but I've talked to Reggie plenty of times to know that he tells me he thinks he's going to be the best hitter out of all 3 of them.
Strike called. Let's just say he hasn't yet shown up on the draft boards for 2031 or whatever
Right,
it's going to be.
whatever it may be.
I have no doubt he'll be an excellent baseball player. 2 outs. Carmichael at first. Here's the 1-2 to Willits, and they got him picked off. Carmichael cut down, and that'll end the inning. Good move by Gunnar Dennis, and we go to the 9th. Sooners lead it by 2, trying to take the series here in Norman. Sooners closer is on for the 2nd straight day. Dylan Crooks out of the Oklahoma bullpen. He pitched 1 inning last night. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, through 17 pitches and picking up his 11th save of the year. That's number 2 in the SEC in that category. He's been outstanding all season. Just like last night, trying to hold a 2-run lead, take game 2 and give Oklahoma the series.
Yeah, Dylan Crooks is phenomenal. I mean, talk about a guy who has the mental toughness and the mental strength to go out there, and it doesn't matter how much pressure is on him. He's going to go out there and perform every time. So that's the type of guy you want at the back end of your bullpen, and that's the type of guy that the Oklahoma Sooners have in Dylan Crooks. I mean, 11 saves, that's tied 4th in D1, and so the numbers show it all. And he's just done a really phenomenal job. Not only did he do a good job last year, too, for the team, but he's just continued to get better and better as he's been here at Oklahoma as well.
And just like we mentioned with Easton Carmichael, Easton was not on that 2022 team that played Ole Miss for the national championship, but his brother Braden was. Dylan Crooks was not on that team, but his brother was. Jimmy Crooks was the catcher for Oklahoma when the Sooners and Rebels squared off in Omaha.
Yeah,
So the Oklahoma battery right now, Crooks and Carmichael both in avenge mode.
Yeah, just talk about just 2 families right there that are just great people. Just have great family members, great human beings in that family. And, you know, I've gotten close with both brothers from both families, and they've just been great people towards me.
Moorman leads off and takes a strike. Sooners lead at 5-3. Moorman doubled and scored last time up. 7-8-9 due up for Ole Miss. Popped it up on the infield behind home plate. Carmichael throws the mask aside. 1 out. Isaac Humphrey.
That's how you pick yourself up after missing one earlier in this game as well.
That one seemed a little more sure-handed. Humphrey 1 for 3, 2-run single last time up in the 7th. Sold out crowd, over 3,000 today here in Norman for the 2nd straight day. They've been looking forward to this series since the schedule came out. Strike 1 to Humphrey.
I was gonna say, Toby, you can tell that this crew, and this group of fans really wanted this game, and really wanted this series. I mean, just with whatever happened in 2022 and everything that's happened since then, you can really tell that the Oklahoma Sooner fans have really enjoyed this weekend so far.
Rebels need a base runner to get the tying run to the plate. A ball and a strike to the center fielder. Check swing. The appeal says he did not go. You decide.
I think that's one of those. I mean, it's pretty close. You could either say he win or he didn't.
Popped up. Left side of the infield. Dawson Willis. 2 outs. It's up to Luke Chang. And instead it'll be a pinch hitter. Campbell Smithwick will bat. 203 average on the year, 3 homers. If Smithwick can get aboard, Mitchell Sanford and his 36 career home runs waits on deck in a 2-run game. Year 1 in the SEC, Oklahoma trying to win their 5th conference series in 8 tries and pick up a series victory that would resonate on the postseason resume. Foul ball, a ball and a strike.
Especially for the Sooners to just come in here and only give up 4 runs in 2 games so far. I mean, that's very impressive, and that'll be something. I'm sorry, actually just 3 runs in 2 games, and so that's been very impressive for the Sooners and their pitching staff for this weekend.
Sooner infield shifts Smithwick now with 2 strikes, 3 to the right side. Dylan Crooks trying to slam the door. The 1-2. Got a piece. It was Kyson Witherspoon that carried the load last night in a 2-0 shutout win. A little more offense today, but it settled in and became another really good pitcher's game. 5-3 Sooners, top 9. 2 outs. The 1-2 from Crooks to Smithwick. And the count is full. And a big pitch coming here. Big power standing on deck for Ole Miss. Jimmy's brother straightens up. Dylan set. Here's the payoff. Up the middle, that's a base hit into center field, and the tying run will come to the plate in the 9th. A clutch 2-out single for Campbell Smithwick.
And how about that? Just that AB right there by Smithwick. I mean, coming off the bench right there in a very crucial and very important time of the game, and just going up there and, I mean, just battling your butt off to get on base right there. And for him to come back into that AB and get it to a 3-2 count, and for him to hit that ball really hard up the middle is just very impressive right there. So really good job right there by Smithwick.
Third base coach Mike Clement wants a quick chat with Mitchell Sanford before sending him back to that left-hand batter's box. Sanford 1 for 4 today, and now Mike Bianco will use a pinch runner at first. Connor Chisholm is the pinch runner. Sanford represents the tying run here in the ninth. Infield single last time up. Rips that fair into the right field corner. Harris cuts it off to keep it from the wall. Chisholm into third, safe. It's a double for Sanford. And the tying runs are in scoring position.
That's just a really good swing right there by Mitchell Sanford. I mean, talk about these two guys coming up in big play and big time ABs right now, and just absolutely, you know, really just doing a good job of staying calm and driving that ball and hitting the ball really hard. And so, I mean, Dylan kind of got into a little bit of trouble yesterday too with the walk, but who doesn't like a little bit of, you know, late night or late action, late game, packed
Drama.
action? Yeah, I love it.
Carmichael with words for Crooks. And the Rebels' leading hitter, Luke Hill, with a chance to tie it up with a base hit. 1 for 3 today. He has singled and walked in 4 plate appearances. 2 outs, 2 on. Strike 1. Crooks has 11 saves. Not all of them have been easy. This would fall into that category today. And it's 0-2.
2 really good sliders right there by Dylan Crooks to start off Luke Hill right here, one of their better batters. And so now in the 0-2 count, he can probably extend off the plate a little bit more and see if he can get him to chase.
Second and third, 2 outs. The pitch. Got him. Swing it. The Sooners take the series. And Oklahoma will go for the sweep on Sunday. 5-3 the final. A high wire act by Dylan Crooks in the ninth, but he got the job done. He strikes out Luke Hill to end the game. Back-to-back 2-run victories for Oklahoma.
I mean, this was just a fun game with you, Toby. I mean, talk about a true SEC ball game right here. Another pitcher's duel. A little offense early in the game, but definitely turned into a pitcher's duel later in the game. And so, good job by the Sooners to kind of come up and get some runs early and be able to hold on to that lead.
5 runs, 10 hits for Oklahoma. 3 runs, 10 hits for Ole Miss. In the end, it's the brothers that get it done. The brothers of the vanquished siblings in Omaha, Carmichael and Crooks, with, I'm sure, big brothers watching on somewhere in minor league baseball.
Oh, yeah, they are.
2-0 on Friday, 5-3 on Saturday. Oklahoma will hope to get the brooms out on Sunday. It'll be that guy right there, Malachi Witherspoon, that'll get the start for Skip Johnson's team. As Oklahoma improves to 32-13 on the year, they are now 13-10 in the SEC. Let's go down to our Carly Murray. She's got Easton Carmichael on a 2-home run, 4-hit day.
I mean, what was working for you today in the batter's box?
Just be on time, put a good swing on it, just stay with my plan and what I'm trying to do.
And then Cade Crossland was just outstanding. He struck out 8 through 6 innings, allowing just 2 runs. You're his catcher. You work with him all the time. You manage him. You know his pitches well. What did you see from him today?
Yeah, he was good. I mean, obviously, he gives up the 1 run in the second there, and it's one of those, his biggest thing is his intensity. I mean, if you pitch with intensity, you're going to do the best you can, and that's what me and Skip challenged him, is just be intense and just continue to know what you do, and that's what he did. Kind of, he settled back in after that second, and so, yeah.
You guys clinched the series today against another top 25 team in this league. How important is that as you guys look to finish the rest of the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, stick with 1 pitch at a time. Obviously, everyone is crucial in this league. So, yeah, just stick with 1 pitch at a time, stay with our plan, and yeah, hopefully we come out here with 3. But, again, just stay with 1 pitch at a time.
Thanks, Easton.
Thank you so much.
He became the sunglass holder during that post-game interview. Easton Carmichael, big day. 2 home runs, 4 hits. He drove in 3. And Oklahoma hangs on. 5-3 the final. Sooners take game 2. They'll go for the sweep at 2 o'clock tomorrow right here on SEC Network. Plus, for Kendall Pettis, Carly Murray, our producer Craig White, I'm Toby Rowland. Have a great rest of your Saturday.